Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. It's hard to imagine this not being a fun game to watch. It's the Ravens going up against the Lions. With that, let's send it out to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis with this Week 2 matchup.
All right, Larry, first opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to Week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Baltimore Ravens and the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And, Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in Week 1. Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens, they come into this one after a loss in the opener, and they're in for another tough test here.
And what a battle for an organization to look at your schedule and see 2 road games to start the season and not have a letdown immediately. You got to fight against that. They've got to come out ready to play.
The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken near the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller. And they'll go on the ground. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. So here's the lineup, and in the backfield, it's Abdullah.
Amir Abdullah, if it had been up to a lot of college coaches, would be an all-pro corner. But he knew he wanted to be a running back, and has proven why. Can run it, can catch it, and return kicks.
And on 2nd and 10 now. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. The starters now defensively for Baltimore.
C.J. Mosley is your prototypical Alabama linebacker. They'll come downhill and smack you, but they understand the game so well.
3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's got time. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play there for the Lions. 41 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that and have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
They'll set up to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Lions are going to take a first-quarter lead. Getting you back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover it, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So now the Ravens getting ready for their first go on offense. And they'll be let out by their left-handed quarterback. it now out of the gun. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
False start, offense.
Here we go. Blue 90.
They'll drop to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Well, this is one of the downsides of being a rookie quarterback. You know you're going to get called out about everything you do that goes wrong. Here, maybe he's a little uncertain about where to go with the football. And at this level, uncertainty equals turnovers. And this one winds up being intercepted.
And a short gain down to about the 33. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
That was a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First-level defensive line, second-level linebackers, third-level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first-level run, and it was stopped by a second-level player.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Funches with a catch over the middle. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. They'll run it now out of the gun. Calling a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
Now, I can't imagine any celebrations being any bigger than your first NFL touchdown. And this rookie running back is still seeking his. He's not going to get it on that play.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Hawker's kick here is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So put 3 on the board, but from inside the 5. And I know we use this phrase a lot, but that's a big-time win for the defense.
It sure is. You've got the short field behind you, so you can afford to turn up the pressure. And that was a nice sequence there to keep them out of the end zone.
And now here come the Ravens. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They'll come out in the pistol.
Here we go now.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll set up a throw, and that is incomplete. To throw here. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
And they'll run it here. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And now the Lions defensive starters.
Ezekiel Ansah out of BYU. We call him Ziggy, and he knows where the quarterback is on every play.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And this is incomplete. And as a first-rounder, a lot of eyes on him, a lot of expectations.
And he has to play well in his rookie year. Those days of coddling guys and bringing them along slowly, those days are long gone. When you're drafted in the first round, they expect you to play right away. And the community's eyes and fan base, they'll be on you the entire way.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well. They stuck to their draft philosophy, got the best players they could at the time they were drafting, and inserted them into their lineup.
So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they showed to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
Second quarter now. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football, and they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And this one's incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down. Here's Justin Tucker now for the Raven field goal try. On the right hash, officially, this will be a 51-yard attempt. Well, he just threw an interception last drive. Nearly another pick.
And things aren't very even right now, are they? It's a little bit sloppy out there, isn't it? It's kind of different between driving on those paved roads and those country roads that have those potholes in them, isn't it? Because that's the way this game's going right now. A lot of bouncy bounce to it.
You spent some time on some Tennessee country roads.
I certainly have. Plenty of family back there. God love them.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the three-point kicker. Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
They'll come out in the pistol.
Green 39. Green 39. 5 down. Stand up.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Ebron with it over the middle. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. A dump off for Abdullah. And the athleticism on the spin move allows him to pick up the first before he's brought down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
The intended receiver was Laquan Treadwell, and it's 2nd down.
The best receivers we know always tease their quarterbacks that, hey, no matter what you do, you cannot overthrow me. Well, guess what? That's exactly what happened on that play. Normally, they time it up pretty well, but on that one, he just overshot him.
And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's got time in the pocket. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Sam Martin to punt it away for Detroit. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good.
Now, that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
And this defense looks for one more stop here on 3rd after the run. And he'll give it here to his running back. And give him 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
It's been a struggle this entire game trying to move the ball on the ground. But every now and then you find a little chink in the armor, and that type of run right there lets them know that they can't stop every single run for almost no gain.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
There's so many times during camp and practice that you get bored as a player doing regular drills. But how about that shed and skate drill right there by the linebacker? You do it each and every day, get the blocker away, and get into the backfield and make a big-time tackle. That's what we just saw.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Time running out here on the play clock. He'll look to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. So a minute 56 to play in this first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Larry Ridley is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well. And Detroit getting set to go now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Eric Ebron, the big tight end, is intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, They have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. A first run for the backup, Abdullah. And he's able to get up here to the 26. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Here's Sam Martin now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taking it about the 16. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
They'll set up to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Pass interference. Defense.
So a pass interference. Here, and this is obviously a call we see all the time, but for the defender, it's becoming almost impossible to play defense in some of these situations.
You're trying to play through the receiver to the football. If there's any contact at all before he gets there, those officials will throw the flag and call interference.
And to give this time to the tailback. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brad, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
They'll run it now out of the gun. Bulldozes past him. Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half.
Well,
there's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, whether they want to let their return guy touch it.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be taken about the 12. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter.
All right, here we go.
They'll throw now on the final play. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
I have to say that was a surprise call on 3rd and inches. I thought they'd try and run the football there, but you got to believe they thought they'd surprise the defense and pick up something downfield, but that one goes incomplete.
They're going to try and throw. He's going to try and go deep again. And it is incomplete. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Lions haven't had the same success as last week through the air. The Ravens have obviously played a role in that, as they've done what they've needed to in order to slow that part of the game down. So here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. 3rd down from the 32. Treadwell's able to get open here.
And actually, Larry, hold that thought. We're right back to the action. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Let's go.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Here we go now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. We'll check on his status when we get back. Second down following the run. They'll drop the throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. The play clock's running down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain here down to the 22. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. They come out here in the eye. Now a handoff here to his running back. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Ezekiel Ziggy Ansah with a tackle for loss. Just think he's still learning the game of football. Didn't play a heck of a lot of it in his native country, and at BYU was just scratching the surface before he hit the NFL.
Yeah, from Ghana, where he really liked soccer and basketball, but football's okay for him, right?
Yeah, I think it's worked out very well. Drafted on potential, he's realizing it here.
Out of the gun now on third down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be fourth and short.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good, and they will take the lead at 13-10. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And here's the Ravens defense as they head back out there now. A crew that got the stop last time led to 3 points. Well, that was good, but they're probably thinking, hey, we'll get you the stop again offense. You get us a touchdown here.
Just add to the points total, right? But the defense has to have a ton of confidence. Someone goes for it against you on their own side of the 50. No. Stuff them, turn over the offense, and you're right. They'll take 3 on the first time. If they do it again, though, they expect a touchdown.
Yeah, well, first they've got to do it. Let's see if they can. On play action, they'll throw. Finding time. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's third down. So it is third down now, but less than a yard to go. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now in the second half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call and get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot.
They come out here in the eye. And they'll go with a ground attack here. So from the 40 to the 45, 5-yard run.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Ebron with it over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Side now, lucky 56. Lucky pass.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. And this week, as the numbers show, just not as crisp. I don't know what it is, arm strength or what, but just not the same as last week, right?
One of the things we noticed last week was the ability to look off defenders. You know, look in one direction to set them up, move them in that spot, and then come back in the opposite direction and hit open receivers. Today, what we're seeing is him just kind of locking on to people. Okay, here it is. I'm just going to throw it. Maybe he has just too much confidence in his arm. For whatever reason, not nearly as sharp or crisp as we saw in the game last week.
Yeah, absolutely. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Here we go now. Green.
They go play action here on first down. Forced out to his left. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And this is scooped up by the Lions. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when we're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up. But you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after.
Still first down.
Turnover, and wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Devin Funches, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Lions are going to jump.
After review of the call, the ruling on the field stands.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And a big face mask penalty here, 15 yards.
You never want to get your hands up in the face mask area because your fingers can get tangled up there, and that can hurt you as a player.
They come out here in the eye. Now a play fake here on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle.
Back now at Ford Field. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the fourth. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They'll set up to throw. He's going to air one out. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. Back to throw here. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The intended target, Doug Baldwin. And that brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. All right, so this one's now back within a field goal. And if anybody tells you they see how this one's going to end, I'd have to say they're probably lying, Charles.
And this game's had more twists and turns than a good mystery novel. And I have a feeling we've got a few more twists and turns in store for us before they shake hands here.
And the Ravens defense, they get ready, and they trot back out onto the field. And they gave up a touchdown last drive. You kind of need to hit the reset button after every touchdown given up, Charles.
I love that. And the way that you phrased it is perfect because from series to series, you can reset how the game is going to go. If you gave up a touchdown before, it doesn't mean you have to do it again. And if you made a great play before, you have to reset again anyway because they're going to attack. So I love the way you phrased it and put it out there. That's what they have to do in this series.
It's not like when you're playing a video game. You can't hit the reset button here. Let's go.
No, you shouldn't anyway. That's for sure.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And he's back here in the struggle department in this one like he was a week ago. And, partner, I think you can pin some of this on that O-line. The room to run just not there.
You mentioned last week that it felt like the offensive line was getting beaten to the punch by the guys across the ball.
It was pretty evident, I thought.
I mean, they were off the ball fast, penetrating, getting into the offensive backfield, really spilling a lot of runs before they got started. So I thought your observation was spot on then, and you're right there again this week. Same thing is happening, not able to get started because they're not able to control the point of attack.
Now the Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third down.
Could be a blitzer.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And they pick up the first down there with a gain of 4.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. The throw left side complete to Treadwell. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. He was looking for the connection with Devin Funchess. And it's 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it. Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
He'll look to throw. Caught left side, Gilmore. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Play clock winding down. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Time starting to run out here in the 4th. This defense just trying to keep the offense off the board and preserve this potential victory. On play action, they'll throw. Pass incomplete. And if the defense can hold here, this ball game is over.
And they're thinking more than just holding. They're thinking about a takeaway to finish things off.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. Time for a break. And nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gives him one more chance here on 4th down. And now a high kick here as he'll try to hang it up there. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the Lions will take over. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And as we peer at the numbers, he got off to a struggling start, but since then really found his rhythm.
And I think that comes together with not just the halftime adjustments, but just that quiet confidence if you just keep doing the things you've been working.
And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Eight yards to go here on 2nd down. They come out here in the eye. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get across the 20. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Third down now following the run. They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. Fielded just inside the 20. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. The Lions defense gearing up as they take the field. And everything's going to rest on this drive. Can they keep them out of field goal range, because a field goal would win it?
So now you're in that position of you can't just back off and give them easy throws. At the same time, you don't want to press them so hard they go over the top and beat you deep. So you're playing a tight defense with an idea that you have the lead, whatever you do.
It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 42 yards.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets them up now 1st and goal. And now they're in the hurry-up. And down to just 21 seconds now as he spikes it to stop the clock.
Here we go now. 319. 319.
They run it with Mason. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. And they'll stop it with 4 seconds showing on the clock. So it's up now to one of the most... And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. And his kick is indeed good. And with that, they will move ahead by 2 here in the 4th. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Baltimore, they did what they needed to do. They split their first 2 road games of the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears.